Welcome to the Hold My Spot podcast. My name is Ethan.
And I'm Matt. Mid-sip.
Mid-sip. We talk about concerts and then we tell you all about them. Not mid-concert, but post-concert. And that's where we find ourselves right now. Where did we just get back from?
We just saw Deafheaven and Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah, not to be confused with Coheed, like the crowd chants. Coheed and Cambria.
Coheed and Cambria. So I didn't know this, but apparently those are the two main characters from their sort of graphic novel series.
So, Chicken or Egg, the graphic novel, that all came first, and then the band name followed? Or?
No, I think the music came first, and then the graphic novels, and then the novel sort of filled in all the gaps in the story that they were trying to tell.
Yeah, such as nerdcore goes.
Lots of nerdcore.
Yeah.
Lots of neckbeards in that crowd.
Yeah, a lot to unpack about the concert tonight. So we were at the Agora Theater.
Yeah, the world famous Cleveland Agora.
Yeah, that was actually my first time ever being there, which everyone that we were there with, all fellow Clevelanders, were all surprised because it's like one of the preeminent theaters there, right?
Yeah, and it's been around for years.
But it's been like remodeled or renovated.
Yeah, probably like 10 years ago.
Because it felt like very spacious, very modern.
Yeah, very
to me.
new.
I was like super impressed by the layout.
Great job with it.
Yeah, really cool place. Good mix of general admission, standing area, a lot of area to hold each other's spots. Yeah. And also great balcony seating. Could fit like 2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah, I saw a show there last year, and we were up in one of the boxes on the stage left. It was great up there.
Did you have like
great vantage?
The thing, like the fancy person.
Oh, the monocle.
Yeah, or
the theater glasses.
That's like what it looked like up there. It looks like Abraham Lincoln got shot up there while watching Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah,
he probably wanted to pass away anyways.
Death Cab for Cutie there.
He's like, I can't listen to transatlanticism one more time. Once was enough.
Yeah, well, I was up in that box for AFI and then Death Cab sort of down below on the floor area.
But yeah, super cool venue.
Yeah.
Excited to be back there again. I think there'll be plenty of other chances.
Oh, for sure.
This summer.
For sure.
But yeah, like you mentioned, Deafheaven was the opener. I don't think either of us were really
I had no idea
beforehand.
What to expect. My neighbor, who was on one of our previous episodes, Sebastian, of course knew who they were, and I was looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah.
He described them as ambient,
shoegazy mixed with
black metal.
Yeah, shoegazy meets black metal.
So when he was talking about that and trying to describe it before the show, I must have missed the black metal part of it. I'm like, shoegazy, ethereal, kind of like atmospheric music. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna like this. Well, I didn't know about the black metal part. So the music's going and it's great. Musically, I thought it was fantastic. And then the singer starts singing or screaming or whatever, and I'm like, oh, immediately I do not like this. I think I even leaned over to him like after the first song and a half, and I'm like, I'm gonna call it early. This is not for me.
When you know, you know.
Yeah. And it just never got any different, any better for me, except the very last song, sort of the screaming black metal was more of an accent towards the end, more of like an instrument, really. Yeah. But it was regular vocals in the beginning and sort of that cool, ethereal, atmospheric music. So that song, I don't know what it was called, but I liked that song. So I'm going to have to look that one up and give it another listen. Yeah,
I was definitely intrigued enough by Deafheaven to go through and dig through their most streamed songs on Spotify.
Yeah, for sure. Tomorrow I'll give it a good listen.
But like you, I wasn't sitting there thinking like, wow, like a match made in heaven. I'm so happy that I saw this band. It was more like I'm very intrigued by the enveloping music. That's what I like about shoegaze, is that you're surrounded by these walls of sound. If you're lucky enough to find yourself within it, it's fantastic. Remember when I first listened to shoegaze style music, like listening to My Bloody Valentine from the early 90s and just hearing, I was on the outside of the wall of sound and I couldn't appreciate all that was happening in front of me. And then once I was able to like really start to appreciate it after multiple listens, because honestly, that's kind of what that type of music takes, is multiple listens to hear all the different layers cooperating with each other. And then when you can be on the inside of it, it is pretty cool. But yeah, the screaming, it's tough. I mean, you know that like with me, like I tend to be, I can find myself being open to any music from a rhythmic or a melodic standpoint.
Sure,
but there's like certain textures, certain timbres of music that, I don't know, it's difficult. And the scream singing like that, even when used as an accent, as used as like an instrument and not the focal point, it's still tough. And I'm not sure if I have a path to like it, but
we'll say never.
Yeah, never say never. Because I mean, I thought there were other things I didn't have a path to, right? So we'll see.
And you made it.
But yeah, musicality wise, everything that they were trying to do, they did.
Yeah.
And the drumming in particular, fantastic. And the guitarist, he was
going after it.
I mean, the durability was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was like 4 notes per second the guy was hitting over there. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on Deafheaven?
No, definitely want to dig in a little bit tomorrow and see what I think after listening to their studio tracks. But outside of that, I think I'm good on them.
Yeah, let's hold each other accountable. We'll check in with each other.
Yeah,
do a little Deafheaven check.
Yeah, sounds good. So then the main event, Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah,
they're a band that I remember back in college. You know, walking around campus listening to. In Keeping the Secrets of Silent Earth, which is their second album, and just loving the mix of, you know, pop and punk and emo and some alternative and some more post-hardcore type sounds. It was everything that I like, kind of mixed into one in that album.
What was the name of that album?
In Keeping the Secrets of Silent Earth.
In Keeping the Secrets. So we've talked a little bit on this podcast before about Matt's musical past and being an emo guy of the 2000s. The hair that you see now is not the hair that he was sporting.
Someday maybe I'll reveal the original picture.
I would love that. A friend, have not seen what this looks like.
Even when I met you, this was 10 years past my college years.
What would you describe? What is the proper term for the hairstyle that you have?
Oh, I don't know. It was like that typical sort of like combed over the one side.
I love it.
Yeah.
So was that
straight?
The reason why I bring that up, not just, you know, as always, just throw you under the bus, which
is gonna happen.
A top 4 activity for me. But was that an album that you had to keep your fandom of secret? Was that something that was shared amongst friends you had on campus?
I guess I didn't really realize that it was sort of like nerdcore or like, you know, based on graphic novels or whatever. I just thought it was a really cool sound. And no, I don't think it was something that like my friends in college maybe weren't as into.
Yeah.
But it was never something that was like looked down upon or like made fun of like some of the other things I listened to.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like, I think it could remind people of maybe prog rock of the 70s.
Oh, for sure.
Of, you know, no, I'm not saying that it sounds like a Zeppelin or anything, but I think it could aesthetically.
It's arena, like it's.
It sounds big. It's a big sound.
Big sound.
They're going for it with that sound. Or at
least
and
they do
that's
that
what happens
in all their albums from that one on. I mean, everything we heard tonight at the concert was like that. I mean, it was big. It was made for that theater we were at.
Right. The bright guitars, the melodic singing. Yeah. It's a very big, very accessible sound. And, you know, that album you mentioned, that's what I know of them.
Right.
Like I'm admittedly
it's what the casual fan knows.
Yeah, I'm as casual as casual comes.
The album after that, with like The Suffering and a couple of the other songs. I mean, really, their top 5 Spotify songs are all from those 2 albums, except for Liars Club, which is off their new album that came out last year. So, you know, that's where they found their fans. That's where the fans have been reminiscing by re-listening to those songs. And I have to say, as a more as a bigger fan, that I was disappointed that they only played one of those top 5-6 songs from Spotify. They only played Liars Club live. They didn't play Flavor House Atlantic, The Suffering,
Welcome Home.
Yeah. So I don't know why. I mean, maybe they're trying to tell a story on stage and they're pretty far removed. It's going to be 20 years. I think it was 2003 that In Keeping the Secrets of Silent Earth came out. So we're now 20 years. Maybe they're saving it to do another tour where they play through that album, cover to cover. But I wish that they would have played some of that more accessible music, that it wasn't just the songs for the hardcore fans all night long.
Yeah. Yeah. They did say on mic multiple times, this one's not for you, Matt. But I can't.
You're not the only band that's done that. So
I can't disagree with you. If you consider yourself a casual fan, then I'm even.
No, I don't think
I'm farther down the spectrum.
Did I say casual fan?
Well, I certainly am.
Oh, I think I'm not a hardcore fan.
You're somewhere in the middle.
But I'm somewhere in the middle.
Right.
I've been around since the beginning.
Right. You were enough of a fan to walk into the show with expectations and hopes that they would play certain songs. Yeah. Kind of your whole life was kind of riding.
I know. And it was Sebastian's birthday.
That's true.
They just didn't deliver for him.
Our friend Sebastian's birthday, and all he wanted was for them to play. Well, actually, you know what?
He wanted them to play some other obscure song.
They did open with it. They did an acoustic number on it for like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And they said, "All right, Sebastian,
that's enough.
That's enough.
That's as far as we go for the birthday.
We only do fan service for the hardcores here." So you can only imagine how I felt. There's a lot of hardcore fan service happening, and I'm the most casual of casuals. I just want to hear Welcome Home, right? So, and I'm not someone who, I go into concerts blind constantly.
Oh yeah,
and that's fine. That. Like, I'm not evaluating the quality of the concert based off of me knowing the highest percentage of songs. I try my best, and we all have our own biases, but I try to evaluate each song individually, and I try to see if I can feel something while it's happening and if it can evoke something in me. And there were certainly songs that did that, songs that I had never heard before tonight, but it was a particularly long set, and I
think about an hour and a half, 40 minutes.
And I admittedly struggled to find a lot of engaging songs.
Yeah.
Nothing was off from...
No,
nothing was off
musically.
Was
fantastic.
Everything that they were attempting to do, they did.
They nailed it.
He sang great. The drummer was fantastic. Yeah. Guitar and bass, it was all great. They sounded. The
stage presence was great. I love the video screens.
The lighting.
Yeah.
The sound engineering.
The use of fog. All of that. All of it. It was perfect. That was what I would have wanted.
Mm-hmm. I think even the hardcore fans would agree. Do you recall the first 5 songs? There just wasn't a lot of engagement in the crowd. It wasn't until about the 5th or 6th song where I started to see a lot of engagement.
Yeah, with the pit opened
in the crowd. Yeah, the pit wasn't even I was starting.
It was
to think,
a weird pit.
I was starting to think that there wasn't going to be a pit at all.
That's what I thought
too. Those first 5 songs.
And I don't remember which song came on that the pit sort of opened up.
Yeah,
and we were, definitely adjacent to the pit, and then you actually moved in front of the edge of the pit.
Yeah, I like to be pit adjacent.
Yeah,
I'm more of at best. What
you were?
There must be there must be a term for that, right? A pit gatekeeper, a pit keeper. I don't need to be in the pit unless it's a song. Now that is
you're still pushing people back.
Yeah,
I like to be even 1 or 2 people in further.
Removed.
I don't want to be bumped.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how hectic the pit is. I didn't think that tonight's pit was super hectic.
No,
it was a lot of 30-something-year-old dudes just having a very well-intentioned time.
Yeah,
we've been a part of way more aggressive pits.
Absolutely.
This one was low key.
It was a fine pit.
Yeah,
a fine pit.
And they weren't active the entire time. It was pretty. They ebbed and flowed with the songs.
Yeah, definitely. There was some dude wearing some sort of costume. Did you see that? He had like a sombrero. And
yeah, I didn't know what
kind of weird.
What it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, we jest a little bit about
just a little.
This being maybe Lord of the Rings rock, and this maybe being Coheed's Hobbit phase, maybe even their HBO Max special phase where, maybe things are getting a little watered down, maybe a little synthetic. I don't know. Who's to say? But I did expect to see hot costumes tonight, maybe more like cloaks and wands. I don't know what he was wearing.
Not a sombrero and like a walking taco.
But I haven't seen the graphic novels. Maybe that's all.
I don't think that's part of it.
Maybe,
I haven't seen it either,
maybe there's a sombrero-based character. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I think that was did you notice any other costumes in the crowd?
No, that was it. No, that was it.
Yeah, I definitely felt like the demographic tonight were the people who got on board around the time you got on board.
Yeah, early on, and then they stayed on the train the whole time where I was kind of on and off, and I still definitely appreciate all their music, but I'm, early. I'm much more dedicated to the early albums.
And that's not, that happens with so many bands.
Yeah.
Like all of them.
Yeah, right.
So there's nothing wrong with that, right? And I think that's why we both felt a little frustrated that those early albums weren't, I don't know if like
represented
represented is exactly, that's the right term. It's not like we were looking for them to play it front to back.
Yeah, just
a little
one.
Yeah, just
maybe two.
Throw us a bone.
Right.
Give me something.
Keep us somewhat casual or somewhere in the middle fans. Some engagement. I don't know the hardcore stuff.
Yeah,
but I had a good time. It was great musically that we talked about. I love that venue. People were cool. And I think overall I enjoyed the concert. There's definitely some things that I wish would have happened, but I don't know if I will go back and see them live again unless it was for like a anniversary tour where they played one or two of the early albums like front to back or like heavily represented or something like that. I can cross off Coheed and Cambria as glad I went. Had a good experience, but I don't need to see them live again.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I'm excited to be back at the venue, and it's good to really kick off what feels like the beginning of our summer stretch here.
Yeah, I mean, really, we have a very busy calendar coming up. I mean, I don't know if we want to talk about that a little bit, but
I mean, gosh,
a little teaser for our 10 fans that are out there.
Double digits?
Double digits, I know.
Yeah, depending on when we can release this, God forbid, I'm getting my wisdom teeth removed, I guess, technically tomorrow. That's great.
We have plenty of time to do that, then.
So, yeah. I'm just going to skip work tomorrow and get this out.
This is way more important than work.
But we'll be going to see Blink-182 on, I think, Tuesday, May 16th. Does that sound right?
Next Tuesday. It's a week from yesterday. Yeah,
so Tuesday, May 16th. Possibly our biggest concert of the year.
Definitely our biggest crossover concert. I mean, Blink-182 is probably both of our top bands. I mean,
yeah, right up there. Yeah,
so
that's gonna be
a good one. That's gonna be a day.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're gonna tailgate.
Making a day of it.
Yeah, this isn't just go to a concert at 7 or 8 o'clock and hang out. No, this is we're in it.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait for the Blink tailgate.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
And then I don't think we have much in May after that, but June it's gonna be absolutely insane. I keep mixing up my dates. No, that's the Yellow Card, Fall Out Boy, quick, Sad Summerfest. That's all
week.
In July.
Yeah, it's a week. We have Fall Out Boy,
Yellow Card,
and then Sad Summerfest.
Yeah, like in a 7-day stretch.
Yeah,
it's gonna be insane.
And we're doing a travel show for Sad Summer, going down to Cincinnati for that one.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully the other two are local. And then I have No Pressure in Columbus.
I'll be at the Sonic Temple
Festival
in Columbus later this month.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters, Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, I might hit up this Sunday with you guys.
That'd be a good time. Deftones. We'll have some fun, Chevelle.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of good stuff planned.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Others that I'm not remembering, but
yeah, I mean, we're aging rapidly.
Yeah.
Rapidly aging corporate hacks.
Definitely.
We only remember what's in our to-do list.
40. I can't remember all this stuff.
Only remember what's on our calendar, all right?
Yeah.
That's why we...
Let me check Google Calendar real quick and I'll tell you.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect any less or any more of you.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Any other final thoughts on tonight before we get out of here?
No, I think I've said all I need to say. I think I'm good. How about you?
Feeling good, man. I got a label out. Oh my God, there's labels on both sides.
Yeah.
Wait, is this a highlight or is just
that's
another
a
light? Oh, snap. I thought I was...
You didn't even know. Those are gone.
I thought I was living the high life.
No, sorry. You need to bring more over.
It's like I thought this was going to be Welcome Home, and then it was just some song from an unknown 2018 album.
Ouch. Okay, well, I'm sorry, Coheed and Cambria. I do really like you guys, but, you know.
Please keep listening, Coheed.
Yeah.
And Cambria, too. I'm talking to you.
Anyway, well, thanks for tuning in today, and as always, we'll hold a spot for you at our next show.
See ya.